next. Let's drop that old one that we used to do back in the days.
What's up, people?
What up, dude?
What's up, Detroiters? Welcome to
The People Mover
Podcast, where every week we discuss everything from living in Detroit, life lessons and experiences, dating, relationships, pop culture, and much, much more.
We explore the power of social connection through conversation. We literally want to move
The people. It's your host, Miracle, and our other host,
Malcolm Elliott. And we are here with a very special guest today. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the people who you are.
Hi, my name. I just wanted to wave. My name is Lyric, aka Young Booty Spoon, left cheek, right cheek.
Yeah, never heard that one.
All
We
right.
love it. We love
Left
it.
booty spoon, left cheek, right cheek.
Left
is
cheek
crazy.
and the right cheek, of
Was
course.
not seeing that coming.
Welcome, Lyric.
Right. this
DJ
is-
Lyric.
Right.
Thank you.
DJ Legendary. And this is episode 15. I got 5 on it.
Yes, 15. Remember 5 episodes ago, we were like, episode 15, Malcolm's going to get a girlfriend. Let's check in.
Still no mas.
Still no mas.
You know,
Okay.
but you know, we catching flights, not feelings. We in the gym. We working on
Period.
ourselves. We working on ourselves. You feel me?
Exactly.
We trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
attract. We not chasing no more. That's the
Amen.
problem. Y'all
Big
niggas
kingdoms.
watching. That's y'all biggest issue. Y'all going after that. Y'all should be going after the bag.
Exactly.
bag.
Trying to get to the bag.
Chase
man.
the bag, literally.
Chase the bag.
All
The
year.
bitches is gonna come. I promise you that.
We have a very special guest, Lyric. He is, are you from Detroit?
I am from Detroit, born and raised 7 Mile.
Okay.
Yo.
East side, west side. East side.
West side, 7 Mile, Illinois.
Where do
Hey.
you live now, though?
Yeah, I
nigga
live
is-
in downtown Detroit or a area called Indian Village now.
That's more the east side, if y'all don't know.
Yeah.
That's
So
all my
east
neck of the
side.
woods.
I
West
didn't know
side, 7 Mile.
East-
I said my neck of the woods for sure.
That's interesting. I thought it was still just downtown because it's like 5 minutes away from 75. I didn't know that was considered east side literally until yesterday.
Yeah.
Somebody,
it's
damn, you live on the east side.
technically,
I was like,
yeah.
I do?
You're like, but it's not
Right,
scary.
technically.
Not
right.
at all. I got people
The
doing
east
yoga.
side is kind of known as like the bad side and like the scary side of Detroit, you know?
Really?
But the Indian
Look
Village.
at that.
Wait, no.
Now you know when niggas talk about Mac and B-Wick. Niggas know. I know it's some shit on the west side too, like Brightmo and shit. But you know when niggas be like, what's the hood of shit? What's the hood of cross streets in Detroit? They be like Mac and B-Wick.
Yeah,
You don't be nowhere
I know.
when the sun go down. You don't want to be nowhere
nowhere
near
that, yeah.
Mac and B-Wick. So
No,
like that's the
exactly.
staple.
But you know, there's some nice sides of even the bad parts. We all know
No,
in every
yeah.
city, even the bad parts have, you
Yeah,
know,
some good
because
shit.
Indian Village is like historic.
Yeah.
I just found out as well that was the historic neighborhood as well.
Mm.
So like that area was like a safe space and whatnot
Ah.
for like historically, gay individuals, and they
Wow.
can be there and just be themselves, and like that was the whole thing. So if you ever all come to my area, you'll see this. There's a house on the corner that's like rainbow colored, painted.
Yeah.
Like that's the only one. And I say it's still a community there for sure, but now it's a lot of suburban dwellers there doing yoga on the front lawn.
Yep.
Suburbanites.
Which is what a time to be alive.
We are getting gentrified, the whole city.
I'm screaming.
Love it.
Tell us what you do. What do you do for work? What do you do
Mm-hmm.
for fun? Like what is your
So my
whole
whole
thing.
life revolves around music, right? And I was naturally born with the name Lyric. So my mother gave that, she named me Lyric, and then I thought I was gonna be like an animator or I was gonna draw because I just liked drawing, like Japanese animation at the time. So as I got older, people kept asking me, do you make music? Do you play piano? And about the time I was 14, I just got tired of saying no. So I decided to
It was the pressure.
Yeah, it really was. I was interested in it. And I liked music, but I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah.
So I had this young lady I had a crush on, and she said, I really like guys who can play music. And then that was like the push I needed just to do it.
Sorry, some pussy.
I was trying to secure
every great man accomplishment.
Come on,
It's some pussy, man.
that's a perfect motivator with the right
Yo.
one.
No, for the right one, no facts.
I'm just
Facts.
saying. I was
Fact.
learning the first song I learned how to play was it's kind of embarrassing now. It was "Here I Am" by Rick Ross, and
I got a bunch of them on her. Boom, boom, boom. that's a
Wait.
banger.
Yeah.
That's a
Wait,
certified
when you say
classic.
play, it's like DJing. Like, what age was this? Like, what
Oh.
grade were you? And when you're
Yeah.
like, let me start getting into the shit.
I didn't start DJing until about 9 years ago. So the first thing I did was try to learn how to play piano, and I taught myself how to play because I was like, my great gracious mother didn't have all the resources at her fingertips that she wished she could have had. Bless her heart.
Bless
And
her.
I said, since I'm able-bodied and old enough, 14 at the time, I was in, 8th grade, I want to say. I decided my school had a dusty piano that was out of tune, and I would wait till after school because I wasn't in music class, and I would just like ask the janitor while he's cleaning the halls, can I like spend 30 minutes trying to do it? At the time, I had my brother's Razor, which had that song on there like as a ringtone. So I was
Such
just
a
like,
legendary phone.
you know what I mean? And it was silver too. I thought I was hard with the Razor.
Yeah, that's the Razor, the little flip.
You know, it's like real quick.
Used to
it
hang up on
slide
niggas
by.
like clap.
You know what I miss on a Razor is that you can like, I used to text underneath the table without looking because you can punch in it. I feel old.
facts,
Dang, I do feel old.
Wait,
saying that.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm familiar with Razor.
Yeah, Razor.
Damn.
That's a golden era of phones for flip phones. That was like the bitch. Like when you had a phone, if you had a phone, and you ain't have it was a Razor. You feel me?
Don't let the
Is
Razor
that-
be gold.
Yeah, bitch, be gold. They came out with a little rose gold one. The Razor was a legendary phone for sure.
Yeah, that
So
was the thing.
when did you transition from piano to like
To DJing? So I
So-
started becoming a
What's
DJ
that?
after I put myself through years of like, I knew I wanted to be a music producer like once I was about 17 years old. I was like, I really want to do this for like a full length career. So I made like a 10-year plan to become a music producer, like fully, because I didn't have any resources. I didn't know anyone. So I knew it was going to take a long time and I need to have certain amount of skills. As we spoke of earlier off camera, like Lupe Fiasco was a big portion of someone who opened my like third eye in a way. And then Kanye West gave me my confidence throughout his music, and then Common gave me like a different sense of style, and Mos Def, and then all these artists started to introduce these different like paths for me. So when I made that 10-year plan, a part of that plan was I need to be able to make money from music and be around it. So about
Right.
time I was about 25, I want to say, I purchased a turntable, and then I taught myself how to DJ over the span of 3 months.
wow.
Yeah. So that was grueling because, I'm gonna say something I never told anybody. I learned how to DJ from K Tronada's Boiler Room set,
Kate
the 2015 one.
an icon.
I learned from that one.
Wow.
So I basically played it over and over, and I found every song that was in his set, and I tried to replicate what he did.
Oh wow.
So I learned how to transition, and I learned how to control the speed. And then I was like, what is he doing right there? And then I'll like look at the controller or the turntable at the point, and then so yeah,
He's
that
such
fire.
a fire producer, fire artist.
Absolutely.
I've seen him multiple times in concert.
absolutely
Always have
jealous.
the time of my life.
right.
I love him.
She always going places without me.
Right.
You gotta come next time. No, I'm gonna get you a ticket
Yeah,
next time.
yeah. I took her to see Missy Elliott. Now motherfuckers on.
Damn.
Let me work. Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
I'm
Next,
just fucking
next
with
time for sure. And like with DJing, something we talked about was like you were like everyone should do this, and I'm
Yeah.
like people always think because you can. First of all, do you think it's easy to learn? And like just because something is easy to learn doesn't mean you're good at it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
There's a lot of people who DJ who aren't good at it still. Like who actually
Yeah.
DJ in clubs and they're bad at it. Everybody should familiarize themselves with the mechanics of music at a basic level at least.
Yeah.
It's just a different language at the end of the day.
Right.
You can have musicians from all around the world not speak the same language, but they're like talking to each other musically.
Yeah.
And it's something you have to do in order to know. So I can see when a DJ is really in their zone, and I can tell from their selection and the type of way that they're orchestrating the words and in the song and putting it together. I'm like, oh, okay, they're talking to the crowd right now.
Yeah.
And DJing is something I do for fun. I'm a career DJ, but I'm not a career DJ also. It's more of I'm an artist who DJs.
Yeah.
So a lot of the things, like when you heard that set, a lot of those remixes I made myself because I'm mainly a music producer.
Okay.
And I would just craft these records in a way that I see fit for the dance floor because I mainly DJ for women. Because who goes to the club when it's like 7
Women
packs
who
of
gets it for
sausages?
free.
Right.
Women.
It's a whole thing. And that's one of
Yeah,
my
yeah.
secrets to everybody out there. DJ for women and you will always have a great party
No facts.
every single time. Everybody left when I started playing for the dudes like the last 10 minutes. And they was like, Okay.
Yeah,
Man,
exactly.
all the hood songs niggas start fighting on. That's why you got a DJ for the hoes.
As it, come on.
Every time I've been to the club and the fight came out, it was always when some hood shit was playing.
Yeah.
What they gonna do? Oh shit! You about to find out what these niggas gonna do
real quick.
So you about to find out.
Real
Keep
quick.
playing this shit.
Beer breath in the face.
Swear. I swear.
No, yeah. No, I agree
Yeah.
for sure. I feel like back in the day, like there was a lot of people when you were DJing back in the day, you had to use vinyls, is what I always say.
Correct.
And now you're like, oh, I do this shit for fun. I do it in my bedroom.
Yeah.
Do you like release or play tracks that you don't release, I guess?
Yeah. All the time. There's a lot of things that I play that I won't put out. Funny enough, I just put out music as a DJ recently. Last year, it was for the first time. And it went crazy. So I put it out on SoundCloud. I don't have any presence on SoundCloud, right?
Right.
I didn't put it out on Bandcamp. I don't have any presence on Bandcamp. I've been getting sales every day, like on my email, that they'll just come through, like $1 spent here, $1, $5, $6 spent here. Them buying the flips and remixes that I make, and then also I think I'm at 24,000 streams on one of the remixes on SoundCloud.
Oh, wow.
You know, I'm not promoting it. I'm not sharing
That's a
it.
good amount.
I just put it up there and went on with my life. So they're naturally finding it. So that's the answer to that question. I am putting some. So I'm not. Yeah.
Hey, when you got it, you got it. That's what I'm saying. So what would you say is one of your biggest accomplishments since you really dove into being an artist? Like something you're really proud of?
Recently, it's a lot. It's wow. I
It
love
could be
that
a number
question.
of them. Give me, I don't know. I want to say top 5. Give me at least three things that you're really proud of, I guess.
So the first thing I was proud at was able to make other artists successful. That was the biggest thing I was proud of. The fact that I can do something so well for me and for somebody else, right?
Yes.
It's like being a team player on a basketball team or whatnot. It's like, yeah, I can be Kobe all day, but am I good with playing with others? RP.
Exactly.
And it's those type of things that's what I pride myself off of. But recently, one of the main reasons as a producer that I look up to doing, or not saying look up, but that motivated me to expand my range and get my skill set was Pharrell Williams, Kanye, and Timbaland. And the fact that I know Timbaland now and I can text him is out of this world.
Crazy.
It's fire.
You know, like
That's the holy trinity of producers he just named.
Yeah, literally.
Right?
The goats.
Top 3 goats, literally.
It's you know, I don't have like record charting songs necessarily, or I haven't contributed like that. I like that energy yet. It's the fact that even though that, and I've done some great things so far and I continue to, the fact that I haven't like digested that I can just like text him right now.
Right. It's a legend.
You know, so that's the biggest accomplishment so far that I think that I've achieved personally.
That's real. That's real.
How'd you feel? Were you like, oh, he knows who I am?
I was nothing. I was numb. Just numb.
Numb.
You know when like
literally.
I don't know if you know about this. As men, we know about this, right? It's like when you're out and you know you dress well, you got your thing on, but then like a 10 of a woman like, hey, how you doing? She talking to you, you're like, oh, I'm good. And then she's like really asking real questions, and you're like, yeah, I'm real good actually.
You're like, actually.
Yeah, I'm cool. That's how I was when Timbaland was talking. He was like, oh, so you know, I love your music, everything you do. I was like, oh yeah, man, I appreciate you.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to stay humble. I'm trying to stay humble.
Yeah.
That's what God likes. That's what God likes.
Inside, I'm like, I can't believe this and everything. Like, you know, I'm in this whole zone, and I don't even, you know, have that type of energy usually. But it was just weird because I don't get starstruck, right?
Yeah.
I've never gotten starstruck, but this was something different. This was more of like a head nod or somebody putting their hand on your shoulder and like saying good job. That's what it felt like. Yeah.
Especially from someone you kind of look up to. That's huge.
Oh,
You know?
absolutely.
It's like, I've been listening to you. You are telling me
Yeah.
that I'm doing a good job.
Yeah.
This is insane. You know what I mean?
That's
Yeah.
That is a huge accomplishment.
No facts. Shout out to you. That's legendary.
Thank you.
And when you get in those rooms and you get in those situations, it's like having that confidence that it wouldn't be happening for you if you didn't put the work in and deserve to get there.
Yeah.
Is what I find the most rewarding when I get in certain scenarios like that where I'm just like, wow, I'm really here right now. It's really happening. Things that I couldn't have even thought of in my wildest dreams. And to be like, you know what? I wouldn't be here right now if I wasn't. I'm gonna do what I've been doing to get here because that's what got me here. You feel me?
Truly.
And I feel like that confidence is what really like reinforces what the feeling you talking about. Where I'm like, I could be chilling talking to a 10, but when she start asking the questions, I'm be like, this bitch really interested in me, huh?
Straight up.
All I gotta do is keep being myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
All I gotta do is keep being myself. This bitch gonna keep talking to me. All right, I see what it is now.
That's different. Getting used to being yourself and not trying to be what you want to be.
Right.
That you're not there fully yet, but just being
Exactly.
content with who you are at that moment. It's a practice. It's something that I had to, and I still am practicing to this day, is being comfortable because I feel like I'm forever a student.
Yeah.
So I haven't had the opportunity to like wear the jacket of I am this.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
It's just I'm still looking down at my paperwork trying to get the outlines right and cross my T's, that when somebody like, oh, you're this, I'm like, no, not yet, not
I don't
yet.
see it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes people see things in you that you don't see in yourself.
Exactly.
Ooh, big one for that. That's huge.
You feel me? That's the blessing of a perspective. You feel me? Because sometimes we so blinded by our own perspective, we can't see what's not in our tunnel vision. Other people can look outside your tunnel and be like, you got some shit going on in there. You be like, I really don't think so. It's so dark in here. I don't see anything.
Type shit.
And like, you feel me?
Type shit.
What a wonderful perspective, Malcolm.
I do it sometimes.
That is so good. I had a question for you, and I was like, if you had to get stuck in any music or era or music scene or year, what era, what year of music would you get stuck in?
I've never heard that question from anybody. Like, I've never heard anyone else ask someone that question. That's a beautiful question. That one is so wild. I would say 70s soul music. 70s soul music. Because what I do as a music producer, I'm the person that they call if they want to get a sample cleared and they can't get it cleared, so they need to remake the song. And I can remake something, make it feel like it's from the 70s, 80s, 90s, or feel like it's from Latin America. I can make anything, the artist or vocalist that I work with, an original piece, and then make the textures a certain way. But one style of music that I always enjoy making is that soulful 70s sound, because they were really pushing boundaries in so many ways that we know what the 70s soul music sounds like, but at the end of the day, we can never just say like this is 100% it, because they had so many different sounds. Right? That was when the joint part of organic instrumentation and digital synthesizers came to fruition.
Married each other. Yeah.
So it was just pure potentiality, and everybody was doing acid and cocaine. So it was just like they were just really going crazy, just doing whatever.
What would we do without the drugs?
Come on.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, drugs.
I'm not on acid or
third eye
cocaine, by
is
the way.
something different.
I just support the decisions people make in their life.
That's so interesting, because I'm like, I don't know why when I was kind of thinking about what I want to ask you, I thought you were gonna say like 2000s era, 2010s or something.
Which is, I think, since I was born in the 90s, so experiencing the 2000s, I think it's a beautiful time, but I'm glad I experienced it. I never experienced the 70s except through someone else's lens. So Kanye West sampled a lot of 70s music, right? We still had Bruno Mars and what's his name?
Anderson
.Paak do a whole project like that, right? And we can't get away from that time period. Every time period or decade, big artists still go to that, for inspiration. So that's what I like to do.
That is so true.
It's fire.
And like also thinking about like the music scene when there was no like phones or like technology.
Niggas had to really be outside. Niggas think they outside right now. Niggas was outside.
They were outside
literally.
For real.
Posted,
dressed to the
posted,
exactly.
What's going on, brother? You know what I'm
Full
saying?
suits in the summertime.
Bell bottoms.
Come on.
High heels. Niggas was not playing.
Afro out.
Niggas was not playing.
No, yeah.
I want my drink, baby.
Sliding the Family Stone in the background. You feel me?
And
like,
they was sweating, dancing.
Sweating.
Killing it.
The nigga look like he 37. That nigga is 22.
No, literally.
I swear to God. Look like George Jefferson. You be like, this nigga is 25.
That was back when you could have a receding hairline, and it was still cool.
It was still cool.
It was
you did
socially acceptable.
It was, man, nowadays.
And jive turkey.
You in shambles.
Yeah, but leave the hat on.
Exactly. Funny.
So what would you say is one of the biggest challenges or obstacles you faced since diving into a creative career?
Consistency on a structure. You're an entrepreneur when you're a music producer.
Yeah.
Or if you're an artist, a rapper, a singer, which you might know. So there has to be a part of, a lot of people don't know this, but it's 50% of being in the lab and like working at your craft, and 50% being outside and notifying people what you do and how you do it. It's
promoting almost.
Completely.
Connecting.
Marketing is the most important thing. People they can't find you if you're not pushing yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's 50-50, you think?
Oh, 100% 50-50. Because I know people who do like the 70-30. They're 70% in the studio, 30% outside. And it never works out for those artists. Or some people who are 90-10 and like they're some of the most talented people, but no one knows who they are because they haven't put themselves out there to be found, right?
Yeah.
in a way that matters.
Correct.
But then we wonder why we have these people who are outside 75% of the time and only in 25% of the time, and they're getting known by everyone.
Right.
And they're not talented, but it's the fact that they're in people's faces all the time. Right?
Exactly.
That's the ratio. So 50-50, if you're outside half of the time as much as you're inside, those are the people that we have like SZA. Those are the ones that we have like Kanye. Kanye, I've never met Kanye personally, but I've been in proximity of his work ethic. And the people that I've worked with, they've all worked with him. And the top biggest artists, the top 10 of them, they're in the studio at a specific time, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And then they have their free time after, but they're there every day, 9 to 5. They don't have weekends off. Right? And then they go outside and they do their things and they get home at 2 o'clock in the morning and they wake up and have their routine and they're back at it. Others might do like, 2 o'clock in the afternoon and they get back home at 3 o'clock in the morning. It might have a variation, but at the end of the day, they still have this solid block that they're there every single time. To find that for myself, I'm a creative who likes to be inspired by a lot of things. I like to watch some movies, go for walks, chill, and then it might be 3 days before I make something, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I had to get out of that if I wanted to be in the music industry. The music business, you can do this, but the industry, you have to have structure to be successful.
Exactly. And even with the 50-50, I was going to bring up a quote, how like one of my favorite quotes is like, the master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried. And I'm like, yeah, every time I hear that quote, I'm like, yes, that is so true.
Yes.
Like, you have to fail either or. You can have everything right. You can have everything good, but it's all trial and error.
Yes.
And it's like, what's some things that you feel like you've faced failures in this stuff as well?
I'm gonna tell you, as a music producer and a DJ, I'm gonna tell you, this is very humbling what I'm about to say, because this is something that I don't admit or never had the platform to admit it, but I was such a good DJ at a point that every time I would do an event, club, or a party, everybody was there and they didn't get off the dance floor. They were drenched in sweat. And I was like, I'm the best DJ. I'm hard. I'm crazy out here, and I had too many wins, way too many wins. So when I had my first L, I was like, huh.
Yeah, I'm humbled.
It hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt a lot because I put so much time into trying to be a good version of myself as a DJ. Now, I wasn't trying to be the best DJ. I was trying to be the best me, but I didn't know how to communicate that. So I was saying it wrong. So then when it came somebody who just put a little bit more effort than me, I was there kind of looking crazy. And it took me a minute to recover from that. And then as a producer, the most difficult thing, can you ask the question one more time, make sure I'm answering this part right again?
I'm just trying to see like how you've overcome failures. If you do face failures, like any advice you would give, because people who are really good at what they do fail. And like you're about to say, like you've said, when you fail, it's such a low where you're like, fuck this, I don't want to do this shit anymore.
That low valley is where you find your strength. If you can pull yourself out of there, that's where the strength is. Like, I make 10 bad pieces of music before I make something that's life-changing and that lasts for a long time. And I measure myself off of how many things sound bad. Like, I don't look at them as bad. I look at it as, I just made this song as practice for the one that I'm going to make that's going to be crazy. I was just learning something through the process, or I was, getting familiar with my tools a little bit more on this song. Maybe 6 songs, it took me to get a little bit more familiar to actually execute what I want to be able to have that creative fitness perfectly. And I think when people look at failure as a negative thing, it hurts them because they need to look at it exactly as practice. We have to have those moments, and not everyone has that ability to come out and make heat. The best artists that I know, the reason that they can make great records every time they get on the microphone or the keyboard or wherever their voice is because they have locked themselves in a space for so long that they know what not to do.
Facts.
Right? And that's when people talk about 10,000 hours, right? I feel you have to have that amount of time to memorize your patterns on how to get to that peak.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's my perspective, at least.
No, failure is a part of life. You feel me? Like, being comfortable is one thing, but being uncomfortable means that you in a growth state. You know what I'm saying? People who practice, it's supposed to be room for failure in practice. Don't nobody go to basketball practice and make every shot.
No,
you know
not
what I'm
at
saying?
all.
Like, that's the whole practice is where you supposed to fuck up. That's why I be so many rehearsals where I'm with people, musicians. I'm just like, people play wrong. I'm like, this is why we have practice right now. So you don't fuck up when we get on stage. You feel me? Like, you can fuck up here as many times as you want to. But when I get out there, it better be no more fuck ups. I don't want to hear no more. Get it all out here. Get it all out here.
Exactly. No,
That's real.
I'm with you guys. I actually went to one of your shows, and I'm like, you are that guy, because we were all sweating, we were all dancing. I just went to a show last week, and the room was packed. You were on fire.
Thank you.
You know, you were DJing and you were getting hype as well.
Thank you.
So I'm like, how do you hype a crowd or keep the crowd hype? You know, is there like a technique? Are you like, you know, sometimes when you're in a club, they just got to scratch the beat a little bit and everyone's like, ah!
Yeah.
Or sometimes you got to kind of speak into the mic like, hey, everybody hands up.
Right.
Like, you know, like what's your technique with getting the crowd like jumping?
I've had to speak to someone about this recently. To me, at first I couldn't answer that because I was just being myself of how I am. You know how when you listen to music by yourself, are you in the shower, are you at home, and that person that you are right there is who you have to be when you're a DJ outside. You have to be that person that's unapologetically connected to the music.
Okay.
Right? And performance is a really big thing when it's something that you're trying to get somebody else to have a reaction off of. And this is going to sound crazy what I'm going to say, by the way, but it's going to make sense. Just stay with me.
We're following.
Porn. All right? It's just like porn. You ever watch a porno and the person just look like, it's great.
So good.
Wow, best I ever had. You're like, I don't feel like this is the best you ever had.
Right. You're not selling it to me.
You're not at all.
Selling it.
Because they're not really into it. They're not connected to it, right? But you could tell when they're like, shit, God, wait, hold up.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
it's a real reaction. So when I'm DJing and I hear the beat drop, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
And then everybody else like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, we on that same thing.
Right.
Or when I know this record feels good, I'm like, y'all don't want to dance to this because that's all I want to do. And people reciprocate that, right? So it's the same thing as that. You can tell the fake from the real.
That's the best analogy I've heard all year.
I'm screaming.
Like, actually, I'm glad I followed you. I'm like, actually, you're right.
She's gonna disregard all my analogies, but that's for a later date. We're gonna come back to that. She's
Those
talking about
are
the best
the
one I've heard all year. We still in January, by the way, y'all.
Yeah, we
I just
just
want y'all to
getting
know. She's talking about best one I heard all year.
We're just getting started.
Hey,
I'm
yeah,
about to start with
exactly.
her.
exactly.
No, that shit was fire. I'm just fucking with you.
No,
That
that
shit
was
was fire.
actually, yeah, I was like, that's a good, exactly. You got to feel it the same way. You're a person in society. You have friends in the society. You know what's hip.
Yeah.
You know, you keep up with the trends, right?
Have
you have to,
to.
right? So it's like, you're like, no, this has to.
It has to be a notch above what everyone loves. Because as a DJ, you can't just play what you know everyone's going to like.
Right.
You have to also guide them and give them something that they need to be introduced to. It needs to be a balance. Like, I can't play all songs that you all like because then it feels like top 40.
Mm-hmm.
I can't play all songs that you don't know because then it feels like I'm some artist dude who doesn't know the crowd.
Right.
Right.
So you got to give a good balance of, oh, you know this, you don't know this. But you know this,
right.
you know this. What's that?
Right. Right.
You know,
right,
and it keeps people intrigued and engaged. And another thing a lot of DJs don't know, our job is to sell liquor. They don't know that, though. A lot of people don't know that. So
we saw you took a shot. I saw you take a shot in the middle of your set.
Shit, when we came to the other show,
yeah,
he was
exactly. In the first shot.
going, drinks.
We see you promoting the liquor.
me and alcohol have a very good relationship, a very healthy relationship.
Like I
might say.
said, I ain't need to see no paperwork.
Shout out to my
believe
doctor
you.
if you're watching. It's only when I work, I promise.
Oh my god.
Okay, it's real because like when people are on the dance floor and people are at the bar, there's gonna be people. I'm like watching body language, right, as I'm DJing. So if I'm playing Latin music, for example, there's people who don't really resonate with Latin music, so they're gonna go to the bar and leave the dance floor and take a drink, and then the people who like it, they love it. So then I'm gonna play a song that's at this speed, and then another song that's like in the Latin territory that's a little bit faster and a little bit faster. So I'm making them sweat and engaging them more, and then I change the genre and do like a drop off. So you might have heard when I stop the song or I do something that kind of makes it feel different. I'm doing that on purpose because I'm trying to rotate the people from the bar to the dance floor and vice versa the whole night. So you all are having a great time because you're like, I'm dancing, I'm sweating, I'm drinking. I'm dancing, I'm sweating, I'm drinking.
Exactly.
And the bar's like, this nigga making us money.
Yeah.
They thirsty.
Exactly. Everybody's winning.
Everyone wins all around.
Everybody wins.
In this podcast, we always talk about dating.
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned getting into music in general because you like the girl. And I don't know if you've made playlists for girls. I don't know how you use music and like in your dating aspect. What's the most maybe romantic thing you've done?
Oh.
Like for a girl when it comes to music as well.
The most romantic thing that I've done for them in this space has to been I introduced them to their favorite artist. Yeah. Introduced them to their favorite artist. If you're familiar with Sid from the internet,
Wow.
and a young lady who was a big fan of her, and shout out to Sid. She's one of the best humans that I know.
Yes.
And the first time I met Sid, we just had like a 6-hour conversation. We didn't even make any music because Sid is that much of a human, right? So Sid is just so down to like pick up the phone and talk to anybody that you want them to, want Sid to talk to, right? And it's just really dope, down to earth, great, clean individual. And I say clean as far as like energy. You know,
yeah. For
so
sure.
that was one of the most romantic things, and it was also a flex. Like none of your niggas can
Yeah,
get.
Swear to God.
Yeah, try me now.
Swear to God.
Where is she now?
That's a great question.
Where is she today?
You know what? So
I'm looking for you.
I'm looking for.
Yeah. I need to know why it was not at the altar, bitch.
Yes.
She's around. It's me. I can't.
ABS. I'm not going.
Accountability. We love that.
All my
Women take
relationships
notes.
are great.
Women take notes. He said it was me.
It's 100% me because I move around a lot, and all my relationships end because I leave that proximity, and long distance isn't real.
All my bitches know I'm leaving.
Absolutely, it's so real. I lived in LA, I've lived in Dallas, I've lived in Miami, I've lived in South Carolina, and I've had great relationships there. Shout out to the beautiful women that I've met at that time, and the only reason we left was because I had to
move.
go
So you're
somewhere
not
else.
a long distance guy.
No, I don't want to waste anybody's time or be a placeholder for anyone. Vice versa. Just because realistically we need proximity, you know?
Facts.
And if I'm not able to close that gap and I don't have the finance to fly out to you every other week, then why I'm not going to waste your time and block you from the person that can be there for you, that can be the best.
Y'all can't like sit on FaceTime together or some shit?
I'm trying to smell you. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Niggas want to live in your eyeballs.
you feel me? Like
I need to
What
see
do
what
we
you
do?
see. I need to see
I'm
what
trying
the
to-
fuck you're saying.
we got to be. I'm pulling your hair out my clothes when you're not around. That's
what
how close
saying.
I'm trying
That's
to
how
be.
close niggas want to be. Niggas
You
ain't
know-
trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna see you next month on Thursday.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not
no,
future.
fuck that.
All right, I'm not future.
Right. I can't just hop on the
We're
PJ.
not
Nah.
I
toxic
can't
here.
just hop on the PJ.
None of that. I love relationships because it's a chance to show how good you can be for someone besides yourself, and how you can really focus in on being intentional. And that's why I'm very selective on my relationships and people that I put my time into, because it's not only that my time is valuable, it's just that I want to be a plus in any space that I'm in. Never want to take away. So I really try to keep that intention pure.
That's real.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, I feel as a creative myself, I'm on the same type of time. Like I've tried the long distance relationship with a girl who was a flight attendant, but it was just like,
Yeah.
you're not right here. You know what I'm saying? I can't just get to you when I want to. You know what I'm
Preach.
saying? And it's just like, nah, it just wasn't it.
Yeah.
When you were romantic, if you were creative, you were romantic. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't do all the romantic shit I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
In my head, I'm like, that I get what you guys are saying if it's short term, but like in a long term relationship, like if you live together for 3 years and someone has to like, you're a fucking DJ, you're a musician.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows what's gonna happen? You guys are gonna have to be on the fucking road as well.
True.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Very true.
So it's like you got to make it work even with the distance. You know
True.
what I mean?
I agree, but
If there's enough foundation, I get it.
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to say but to counter, but more as I'm speaking from the perspective of somebody who was in their 20s, especially that I'm 30, like in my 20s, it's your time to be a knucklehead and the thought around. Not saying that's what we did, but
That's
it's
what I
just
did.
more of
Yeah,
That's what I did.
that's the time to like
Still doing it.
figure out how to do it.
Hey,
But
you got 2 more months.
2 more months.
Hey, it's beautiful, brother. It's beautiful.
30.
Once you cross that line, the check engine light come on in your body.
I'm screaming.
Ooh wee.
I'm working hard right now to
The
stop
engine
that
light
check
is
engine light.
crazy.
And you gotta do
You
some
feel
maintenance.
me? I put the check engine light on the hose. I'm like, y'all bitches need to go see the OBGYN and the goddamn.
That's different. I ain't never heard that. You said you need to go see the OBGYN.
no, them bitches be needing a psychiatric evaluation from a clinical professional. Bitches is crazy.
You ain't have your
Mental
pap
illness is
smear
on the
yet?
rise.
It's crazy.
No, for real. Seriously,
I can't even begin to explain. But carry on. I'm sorry.
that's a huge thing.
But you're single?
That's
Right
I love that question. Am I single? Am I single?
What is even single these days? What the fuck? Because I be asking people if they're single. And they're like, yeah, I'm single, but I'm talking to this person and this person, this person, and we're not that serious. I'm like, what the fuck? So
Pimping
you're
ain't
not
dead.
single.
You niggas just scared.
You're going home to someone, whatever night you want to go home to someone.
I'm in an open relationship.
That nigga's living a
Oh.
dream.
Yeah.
That's why he ain't saying that nigga living a dream. That's why that nigga ain't want to say nothing.
I'm in an
He
open
ain't want to brag too much. He like, yeah, nigga, I can go
He
get
said, I'm
something
not
going.
bragging on this episode. Let me.
Where you find him at, man? Because I know you got the house.
Open relationship.
I have such a beautiful connection with an individual that it's something. When people hear open relationship, there's like, this nigga getting pussy. It's not
Literally.
that. It's
He's
not
for the
that.
streets.
It's
He
and
not
Whore.
getting pussy.
I might be one of the. I know it's other men out there like me. I might be one of the only ones that just because they're in an open relationship, they're not like just slanging D on the side. I don't do that. It's more of it's a reason my relationship is open, and there's a reason that I'm in this predicament. And I will also say that I am not in an open relationship because it's something that I desired.
You better man than me. I would have been like, you should just come back to the bedroom with us. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, however many
Have you had a
friends
threesome?
That's a lot to handle. No.
Okay.
That's a lot to handle.
This
Not
first
in a
nigga we brought up here, like, I was the only one.
Well,
I'm like, damn,
I was
niggas is
asking
alright.
in your relationship
Yeah.
specifically, like
Yeah.
in this relationship.
It can
you had a
happen, but
threesome, yeah.
I respectfully decline when those opportunities come up because
Respectfully.
number one, I'm at the point that I'm still working on myself, like physically. I'm trying to be. I was sweating and I was tired when I was DJing. I want to be able to like not be out of breath for 2 hours straight DJing. So until I'm to that fitness, how I'm supposed to be in a bedroom with somebody if I'm not breathing over them? 1 second, let me stretch my leg. Like what do I look
Nigga
like?
No,
better
the
than me.
realities
Come
of
on.
sex,
I
I
be in
swear
the
to
bitch
God.
ear like Shannon Sharp. What the fuck you talking about?
Yeah.
Fuck you
Type of life you
What the fuck
living.
is you talking about? I'll be the Dark Knight in the bitch ear. Fuck is you talking about? Out of shape, in
Oh,
shape.
Shannon Sharp is mad.
Beer belly,
for
6-pack abs, it's all the same, baby.
Seriously.
Oh my God.
Seriously, that was honesty right there. That was honesty.
I'm
right
gonna
there.
be honest with you. Now, do I got it for multiple bitches? I don't know. I ain't never been down that path before,
Fair.
but I got it for one. I got it for
one.
enough for
So
one.
wait, okay. Also, just define open relationship to us, because there's
Yeah.
open relationships, there's polyamory, which we've talked about countless of times on this podcast.
That's fair.
There's like
Take my
there's
notebook
different
out.
levels to what an open relationship. What is it? to you
Everyone's
guys?
gloves fit different. So I think my open relationship might be different than most people's. My open relationship means that we both have our not only romantic but like personal feelings as humans reserved for each other and that respect, and we care for each other very deeply. But when it comes to anything sexual or being able to talk to somebody else, that's able to happen because we know at the end of the day, like this person I'm always going to look out for. This person I'm always going to have their back. And just because I might be interested in someone else right now or long term does not mean that you lose that part of me, vice versa. And it's like some people can't have their heart open for more than one person. Some people can have their heart open for a lot of people. It's like if I was to talk to another woman and I'm asking about, what you gonna do for Thanksgiving? What you gonna do? That's taking it to a level that might not be comfortable in that relationship for us, right? But if it's just like, oh, we go out to dinner, we have fun, we're having a great time, and I can be there for you on different occasions, but we're not boyfriend and girlfriend, that's okay.
Yeah.
Right, and it's vice versa. And if it gets beyond that, then we had to have a conversation about how to proceed further.
Right.
That's what it means for us. But once I say it again, it's dynamic to it though because I'm reaching a point I have to still ask myself and calibrate: do I still want this type of relationship? Right. So that's a dynamic you always have to kind of revisit. Like, are you still comfortable with this? Right. She has a girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend. Like I don't have a side or another. At the moment, I can. She's giving me plenty of opportunities to run it up. She encourages it, but that doesn't mean that's what I want to do.
Right.
It's a good man. I would have ran that bitch
Before
up on
her,
her ass.
were you
I'm
like?
you don't think I get bitches, do you? I'm about to run it up on your stupid ass. Like, I'm just fucking with you.
No,
You get niggas an inch, they take a mile. Niggas go.
They do.
Niggas start skating like Christy Yamaguchi.
They do.
Stop playing.
He's a good man, Savannah.
He's a good man, Savannah. This is a good man.
What a quote.
Because he could have had me. You could have had me.
Could have.
And you ain't want that.
Would you like describe yourself as a monogamous man, or you're like, let's say something happens and you're not with her anymore, is open to what you're most comfortable with, or are you like, I actually want you to only be with me? Like, she's with a woman, and I know men don't feel the same way when a woman is with another woman versus if she was with another guy.
Because we're dudes and we know we're dogs. Like some of us can be dogs, some of us can be terrible. Like if I have cousins and brothers who are very unsavory when it comes to behavior towards women.
Unsavory.
For real.
1000%.
For real.
I don't ever want any of my young ladies that I take interest in their space atmosphere whatsoever because, but you know,
Feel that.
if there was, I wouldn't be in this situation if she wanted to do that with other men because I can't be responsible in there for everyone else's intentions, and then that has to do with my body and chemistry as well. I'm not okay with that. And that's fair. So I think innately I'm monogamous, right? But this is a special situation. The only reason I'm in this situation is because of my care for that individual, you know? And it's not like she asked for it. I told her she should do it, right? For her. But I was like, I'm
With women only.
Yeah, absolutely. She doesn't even like dudes.
Little
like,
caveats.
It's
oh
weird.
man, if y'all are anything like the girl he describing, y'all could get with me at Malcolm Elliott Music on everything because
He said,
that's
slide
what the fuck
in
I'm
my
talking
DMs
about. That's what
right
the fuck
now.
I'm
You
talking
know
about.
what I'm
Like
saying?
you only like I'm the only nigga you like. You only like bitches. I was like, fuck with me. Fuck with me. Fuck with me. Before we wrap up, before we wrap here, do you have any 2025 goals this year? What's your 2025 goals?
be the best lyric I can be. I'm trying to be the best me, you know?
You're really living up to your name, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You really
Thank you. Y'all are so kind.
No, facts.
That's it. I'm not trying to compete with anyone. I'm not trying to shit on anybody. I'm just trying to be better than what I was and make sure I fulfill my intentions in every single way. Literally.
That's a good man,
That's
Savannah.
amazing.
It's a good man,
DJ
Savannah.
Lyric.
Please let the people know where they can find you at.
You can. So my name is Lyric Leson. You can find me at Lyric Leson on everything.
Spell it out.
LYRIC LESON. And you can email me at lyric@thecanvasroom.us. That's my personal email, business email. And yeah, or I think I might have an Empire. I'm signed to Empire Records, so I might have an Empire email, like Lyric at Empire or something.
That nigga just casually dropped that bitch. That nigga said, I'm signed to Empire too, so if y'all niggas want some more tracks, y'all can tell 50 Cent and everybody else to holla at me.
Y'all hilarious.
Taraji, tell Taraji. Hey, Taraji, you know Taraji?
I don't know Taraji yet.
We gonna talk.
Yeah.
We gonna talk.
Oh, absolutely.
You can find me and Miracle here every week at the People Mover Pod. Me on Malcolm Elliott Music. And yeah, man, this is episode 15. Man, we really appreciated you coming on, man.
Thank you all for having me.
Really
Seriously.
hate back. Don't hesitate to come back.
Please,
because this
please.
is a fire episode.
We need more stories.
Y'all see,
more
we getting
questions.
y'all see we getting legendary people up here, man. So like I said, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Like I said, it helps us with the algorithm, but we just very much appreciate it as well.
Yeah.
Our goal on one of our podcasts back, we just talking about it, was to
It was 400 subscribers.
400, right? And
we're
now
at 432.
432. So shout out to y'all, the
500
people.
next episode.
500. We trying to get to 500. So again, hit that notification bell. We popping champagne over here.
Yes.
I'm getting all the girls that like girls and only me. My nigga Lyric. And it's the people. Episode 15, man.
15.
Big phone for you.
Let's drop that old one that we used to do back in the days.